Hello and welcome to the Real Estate Regroup Show. I am your host, LJ Walker, a real estate investor, helping you realize your dreams of owning a home or investing in one. So, this past week, I watched the BET Awards, where they were honoring Busta Rhymes. And I have to say, it has been for a long time one of my favorite rappers. I actually like him better as a solo than when he was with Leaders of the New School, if truth be told. Okay. Everything about him, I just find magnificent. His humor, his stance, everything. So at the award show, he gave a speech, and I wanted to just point this out. The speech overall was talking about how it's important to listen to those and learn from those who came before you, even if it was a minute or two, and also pour into those who come after you. And he was doing a lot of pouring during his particular speech. I'm so glad that they gave him more than 2 minutes. He really deserved what he got. I kind of wish he went on for a little bit longer. And then, of course, the performances was everything for me as well. But anyway, one of the other things, pieces I want to pull out that he said, he mentioned that EPMD, which was a rap group that, yes, they did come out before Leaders of the New School, which is the group that he belonged to at one point. He mentioned that they own a lot of real estate in Long Island. You know, I did not know that at all. This was the first time that I've even heard of it. And I was like, oh, wow, interesting. And I know, after, of course, listening to him speak, and he mentioned that, I found out that he has a property in Tribeca, Manhattan. That's where he lives. However, he owns 2 one-bedrooms and a studio, I believe, in Brooklyn. Okay, so he's a landlord, it appears to be, right? Which I'm like, yes. And then I wanted to also point this out. If you look at a lot of different reports as far as who's the richest rappers, normally he's not on the list. But if you do look at the richest ones, the majority of them own real estate. And I don't just mean where they just own the property that they live on. A lot of them do own multiple properties. Some of them have done fix and flips, okay, and got rehabs and the whole 9 yards. So I wanted to use that as an example and to encourage others. And here's why I know that this is a good idea, that I don't think he got a chance to sort of connect. The music industry is not stable for everybody, okay? Because sometimes you're hot and sometimes you're not. Some people have made the wrong moves in the music industry, and not only did they lose out as far as getting a new contract with their record label, sometimes they're kicked out of the industry completely because of whatever mistake they may have made, right? So because of this, real estate is a nice little nest egg. It's a way in which you can get multiple streams of income, so that if your income stops, you're still getting some money, you're still getting paid in one way, form, or fashion. The other thing is that sometimes in between records, there can be like a number of years that go by. I've seen this. I've been around for a while where an artist will put out one record and then maybe a year or two, they'll put out a second record. They don't always put out a record back to back to back to back. One of the ones that was great at doing that was Prince, who's no longer here. But most other people, I have not really seen that happening. Then, on top of that, many times they don't even make that much money off of a record alone. They have to do tours in order to make that money, right? So what happens when you get older, sometimes the body slows down. You're not as physically active as when you're younger. So you don't want to really do all that travel. Okay. And then if you get sick, you want to rest up. You really don't want to do tours and things of that nature. Yes, there have been artists who have been sick and toured anyway, and then you have those that gotten real sick and had to cancel, right? Again, when that happens, I don't think they get paid. But guess what? In real estate, trust and believe, you will get paid. If you have the right tenant or the right homeowner, because remember, I do mortgage notes, so I don't really deal with tenants on that level when I'm doing that type of investment strategy. I'm dealing with homeowners. You get paid when you're sick. You do. There is no, oh, I'm sick, I can't perform. No. You may not be able to perform. There probably will not even be a need for you to perform. And if anything, you have people that you can call and direct them to tell them, whatever it is that needs to be done. Okay, especially in this day and age. So yeah, I think that is just that's wonderful. I think that in case you are looking to be a musician, I think you should, I hope you heard that part. If not, please go back and look at it again. It doesn't hurt you. First of all, the show was lit. There was so much energy. There was music for everybody, old heads like myself, and all the way down to what the young kids are listening to. There was something there for you. So I encourage you to listen to his speech again. Now, when it said studio, I wasn't sure, just so that you know, I wasn't sure if they meant like a studio apartment or a studio, right? Because that actually is a form of real estate that a lot of people don't know about. Most of the people who know about that are musicians, right? Because I know some musicians, not famous as far as like being in the front, on stage and what have you, but more like band leaders, people either playing the guitar or the drums. They do have real estate too. What they do is they'll format a particular apartment, make it so that it's soundproof so that they don't violate any noise ordinances. They fill up that property with equipment and then they rent it out by the time. Okay. That is not necessarily my forte because I'm not a musician. I don't know too much about, the equipment. I'm pretty sure it wouldn't be difficult for me to figure it out. But basically, you would have to figure out, okay, what is the cost of the equipment, the cost to outfit the apartment, and then as far as like how much money could you make in order to get your money back from what you have done. And, I may be wrong, but I believe that type of real estate is only popular in certain areas. Like it's going to be popular in New York because we have record labels here, we have radio stations here, right? It's going to be popular in California and in Atlanta. Some of the other places like Kookawa, Kansas, it may not necessarily be that popular there. Okay, so again, when choosing, if you are going to choose this particular real estate, for those of you who are interested, location really does matter with this. This is really a location specific type of real estate, and I'm not 100% sure, but there might even be some zoning restrictions that apply. That is if it's a studio, as far as a recording studio, as opposed to just a regular studio apartment, right? Because it wasn't really clear in the article. And then also I did try to find out more about EPMD's real estate, but I couldn't find out any information about what their real estate portfolio looks like. All I can, say to you is, if you refer back to his speech, he said they own a lot of property in Long Island, and they probably have it under an LLC, because I did search their names individually and nothing came up. So I'm almost certain that everything is under an LLC and not in their name, right? So guys, yeah, so this is something that I hope you guys picked up. I hope you guys, especially those of you who are like, why invest in real estate of all things? Hey, with these rappers and the lifestyle that they live, and to see what they're doing, the real question is, why not invest in real estate? Okay, so guys, that's all I have for you. Hopefully the information that I've shared will help you make smart financial moves. Feel free to pass this amongst your friends, because each one, reach one, teach one. Bye for now. Until next time.